Hi everyone, my name is Arash Shahriari, an IRS enrolled agent and health and life insurance agent. And in this video, I want to give you a quick overview of the process of doing and preparing your tax return. First point has to do with the attorney-client confidentiality relationship. So someone like me, irrespective of what is their profession, for example, if they're an attorney, CPA, accountant, or like me, an enrolled agent who helps you prepare your taxes, um, as a person who was your tax preparer, that confidentiality between attorney and client does not exist. That means that any information that you tell me, and or if I find out, I have an obligation as a position of fiduciary for you as well as the IRS or the local um, tax agency. I have the obligation to reflect that in your taxes. There's no way going back. For example, if you tell me that you have an income from overseas, I have an obligation to basically reflect that on your taxes, and I can't just skip it like that. It doesn't work like that. The second point has to do with the tax preparation fee. So when you reach out to me, I will send you a semi-long list of the items that potentially may apply to you, and review them, whichever applies to you. If you have a source of income, for instance, that pertains to it, go ahead and send it over to me. Based on the information that you provide to me, I can give you an estimate of the preparation fee. And half of the preparation fee would be due upfront. The remainder would be collected at the time of the filing. Now, keep in mind, as I said, this is an estimate based on the information that you provided to me. And ultimately, when I put in all those information and I want to take that exit questionnaire to review all your different incomes and situations that you may pertain to you. If it becomes clear that an additional form needs to fill out, or we need to spend more time, for instance, likewise that fee might increase, and I have no way of telling that unless I go through the whole thing and finally arrive at the the final fee for preparing your taxes. So just keep that in mind. The third part has to do with basically once I do your taxes and I present it to you, and at the same time I collect the remainder of the fee. So as a person who basically wanted to file taxes, you have the responsibility to review the copy of the review copy that I sent to you for accuracy, and it's your responsibility. Go ahead and read it over, make sure all the information is correct, especially the Form 1040, which is a summary of your tax return, and shows on the first page your name, your address, social security numbers, name of your children, and your incomes. And on the second page, if you have opted to have the taxes that you owe deducted from your bank account, or in other way, if you have a refund that you want to come to your bank account, make sure that those numbers are there to begin with, and how do you say that, they're accurate. If there's any discrepancy, anything doesn't seem match up, let me know what is not right, so before I submit it, I can go ahead, correct it, and I give you the updated copy for your review. Fourth scenario, basically part, has to do with post filing. So after with your taxes, you may receive some letter. Maybe they want to examine or audit your basically your account, your taxes. Keep in mind that at this stage, the fee for audit or examination assistance is separate. And if you agree to the fee, I can go ahead and assist you. Otherwise, if you feel comfortable, you can pursue it yourself or have somebody else assist you as you see fit. The next has to do with what if there are any mistakes on my taxes. So let's say we went through this whole thing. I did my review and you did your review, and somehow we missed out on something. For example, let's say you have a child, and I forgot to put the name of the person on your return, and you also didn't see it. So if this mistake was because of me, we'll at no charge try to fix that issue. If we have to call into IRS or we have to basically file an amendment, I'll be more than happy to do that without any cost to you. However, if And the second scenario happens that, let's say, same example for the child. If I put in your information there, and the IRS looks at their records and see that basically the child doesn't have a valid immigration status, or their social is not valid for employment, or for another reason they may deny that credit to you. Keep in mind that this has nothing to do with me. It's ultimately the law, tax code that is making the decision for me, and me basically putting those information there or not doesn't really affect what you're entitled to. In the same manner, let's say I happen to do some miscalculation on your taxes and IRS ends up correcting it. In the same manner, so irrespective of whether I made a mistake or not, ultimately the tax code and the proper calculation is the one that is the correct one and wouldn't have changed anything basically as far as you're changing what you owe as your liability or the refund that is coming to you. So also keep that in mind. In this scenario, there's nothing applies to me. The third case of the mistakes could be if the IRS is wrong. In that manner, if based on the information that after consulting with you in IRS, I figure out that basically potentially this is a mistake from IRS, and you're willing to basically compensate me accordingly, I'll be more than happy to reach out to IRS and try to see if we can fix it so you qualify for a credit as it may be, or basically reduction in your taxes if there's some expense, for instance, or something that you otherwise qualified for. I hope this video was helpful. I'll be looking forward to working with you. My contact information is in the description of the video. I do taxes for individuals, businesses, trusts, states, and various other ones. And I hope I can work with you. Take care of yourself.